Great to be here.
This morning, we are answering your questions about the job market. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics' latest employment numbers revealing employers added 372 jobs in June. The unemployment rate remains at 3.6%, unchanged since March, even though recession fears loom. The Labor Department, our labor market rather, continues to march on with too few employees. A lot of industries still understaffed. The numbers spur questions from some of our viewers, like you. We want to bring in Human Resources Advisor Paul Wolfe to answer some of those questions. Good morning to you, Paul. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
First, we have a question from our viewer, David York. David and his wife moved to Michigan about 9 months ago. He's been looking for jobs. He remains unemployed. Let's listen to his question.
The U.S. has seen substantial job growth over the past month. I've been job searching in the nonprofit communications field since October. So my question is if there is a large differential in hiring between the nonprofit sector and the for-profit big business. If so, do we know why?
Good question.
It's a great question. There's not a lot of data on nonprofits. The last thing that I saw was the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported at the end of last year that nonprofit jobs were down by about 3.7%, which is 459,000 jobs. So compared to the jobs report that we just saw come out in the last few days, there is a difference between profit and nonprofit. I've also read some articles that show that contributions to nonprofits are down since the beginning of the pandemic, which relates directly to their funding and their ability to hire and create new roles.
We wanted to make mention of the fact that he's still unemployed again because he's interviewed with like 15 different organizations. This is not, atypical. You go out, you put yourself out there, you cast a wide net. According to a recent study by hiring work tech company Greenhouse, 75% of job seekers say they've been ghosted by a company after a job interview. So he's just getting no response. Let's listen to this next question.
Is there an appropriate way to follow up with a possible employer post-interview?
I hope so.
Sadly, ghosting is a fact of life in all facets of life.
That's
these
so
days.
True.
Started in the dating space, and it's like all over the place now. And it's interesting because it's on both sides. At first, we heard about this from candidates ghosting employers. Now, sadly, employers are ghosting candidates. So what David is seeing is not unusual. I think there are a couple pieces of advice is during the interview and even in your resume, pay attention to the job description. And the goal there is really stand out. If you pay attention to the job description and you give very specific answers to questions that relate to the role, that's going to help you stand out from other candidates that are talking to. I think following up is important. And one of the things the piece of advice I always give to job seekers is at the end of each interview with each person you're interviewing with, ask them for their email address. Following up with a short email and talking about something that you spoke about in that interview with them is good. It keeps you kind of top of mind for them. So that's one way to do it. And I think the other way is email's not the only game in town. Social media, LinkedIn, right. Twitter, Instagram, there are other places to go and other avenues to go. And so those are the three pieces of advice. The one thing I would say is there is a line between creepy and being, following up. And you just got to be careful about don't become, somebody's stalker.
Yeah. And if you're going to slide into a company's DMs, do it appropriately.
Exactly.
There is a way to play when it comes to social media. All right, Paul, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.